And we're live! Hi everybody!
Hello, good evening.
Hi, I'm Rita.
And it's me again, Mark.
Okay. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk.
Okay, and let's have fun learning English again tonight. Join us and feel free to send us your comments and suggestions. Okay? Now let's start this.
Okay. Alright, our topic for today is half empty or half full. Today we're going to talk about pessimism or optimism. Okay, before we begin that, how do we define pessimism and optimism?
Okay, so what do we mean by these words? Okay, so first let's start with pessimism.
Okay.
Okay, so pessimism means?
Alright, pessimism means like positive thinking. So, no. Sorry. Pessimism means negative thinking. So if you're a pessimist, you're always thinking, oh, negative, oh, this is going to go bad, this is going to go horrible. Yeah, so keep that in mind. That is pessimism. And optimism means?
Okay, it's the total opposite of pessimism. Okay, you always look at the things on the bright side. Okay, you always see things in a positive way. Okay.
All right. So we have this expression here, half empty or half full. Okay, so what do we mean by this, Mark?
Okay, so half empty or half full. Okay, so it's kind of a comparison. Okay, so let's say we have a glass and it's half filled. Okay, so how do you describe this glass? Is it half empty or half full? Okay, it's what you believe or what you see. Okay, partner.
Do you see the glass half empty or do you see it half full kind of person?
Okay, so I'm an optimist person. Okay, so I always look at things in a positive way or in the brighter side. Okay, how about you?
Well, for me it depends how much of a pessimist, an optimist I should be, depending on the situation, right?
Yes, exactly. Oh, we have a viewer. Hi there.
Hi,
Kim.
viewer. How are you? Are you learning something so far? Okay.
And are you a pessimist or an optimist? Just send us your comment.
Yes. All right. So, okay. So let's take this situation, this current situation right now with the pandemic, the global pandemic that we're having. So people seem to be divided between seeing the glass half empty and seeing the glass half full. Okay, so how about you? Hi, we have another viewer. Hello.
Okay, hi,
Okay.
Good evening.
All right. So how do you view this situation? Are you a half empty or a half full kind of person?
Well, based on this kind of situation, as what you have said, the pandemic situation, people are afraid. Okay, of course. Okay, so when you're afraid, does it mean that you're a pessimist when you're afraid? Yeah, but of course, we always have to look at things and the brighter side or the positive side. But what are the risks? Okay, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being a pessimist or an optimist?
Yes, that's right. Because I think it's really bad if we become too much of a pessimist and too much of an optimist. We have a comment there. Yoon Kim says he or she is positive that the corona is spreading. Yes, but maybe let's be optimistic that there's a solution to it, right?
There has to be a solution.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So what is the bad thing about being too much of an optimist and being too much of a pessimist? What do you think?
So let's try to break this down. Okay, so first let's start with pessimism. Okay, is it bad to be afraid all the time?
No, I don't think so. I think caution. We have this, phrase that it's called. We say we should err on the side of caution. That means we should be careful with the things that we do, and if we do make a mistake, we should, have it in mind that we are being cautious. We're making this mistake because we're cautious, and I think there's a slight pessimism to that. So yeah, a little pessimism is good. Also, especially with the news today, people panic easily and a lot of fake news is spreading, so it's good to look at like an article with a slight hint of pessimism, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, that's true. That's good that we always think that there's a consequence on everything that we do or everything that happens, right?
Yeah.
We always look at things that something might happen because of doing something or because of something else is happening. Okay? But I think it's a little bit too much that we are afraid to do, or we are too afraid to try
That's right.
doing things because we are too much of a pessimist.
That's right. I agree.
Okay, that's also a bad thing about pessimism. Now let's go with optimism. Okay.
Oh, you say?
Hi, Mark and Rita.
Hello.
Okay, who's that? Okay, it's
It's
Yusei.
Yusei.
Okay, hi there,
Hi.
Yusei. Welcome to our channel.
You say, are you a pessimist or an optimist? Please tell us in the comments.
Okay, what's your guess?
I
We both know this guy, right?
I don't know. I think he's probably a pessimist. What do you think?
I bet he's an optimist. Okay, how you say?
Yeah. You
Because
okay.
He's a
You say-
happy-go-lucky guy.
Yeah, I think so too. All right. And okay, let's circle back. What is the bad thing about too much of being an optimist?
Okay, so we do things carelessly. Because we always believe that things will happen as what we have planned. Right? We always believe that things will happen in a good way, that nothing, like no accidents, no bad things, no bad consequences happen for everything that we do.
Okay. And we tend to underestimate situations.
Yes. And we tend to overestimate ourselves.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
But, yeah,
Go
okay.
ahead.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay, ladies first.
Okay, thank you. We tend to become more foolish when making decisions or being an
Exactly.
optimist. It's like, we're Superman. No, even Superman has a weakness. So, yeah, try to curb that optimism a little bit. Okay.
Rinky is busy with her boyfriend.
Who's Rinky?
Yeah, she's one of our avid.
Come out. Oh.
Yeah, you're
okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
It's bad she missed this segment, right?
okay. All right, I'm new here, so where can I come? What? Where? Maybe they mean where can I go? Go outside?
Who's that?
Minsakyu?
Yeah.
Could you be a little more specific with what you mean, Minsak?
We'll be happy to help you
Yes.
to answer your questions.
Right.
As long as it's related with our topic.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, circling back to the coronavirus thing. So, what opinions have you seen on people online about, like, pessimistic opinions about this virus that's going out right now? Like, what have you seen on the internet?
Yeah, some people, not some, but a lot of people, look at this thing or this pandemic situation even bigger, again, like a bigger picture. Some people predict that this will go like globally pandemic, like it's like an apocalypse, right? So I think it's a bit of too much of being a pessimist. How about you, partner?
Yeah, and I've like seen jokes like, "Oh, this is how a virus. This is how the zombie apocalypse happens."
It starts with a virus.
It starts with extreme stuff like that, and to the point where people are actually going into a panic because they're very pessimistic about their worldview.
So even some people think that it might be the end of the world.
Yeah.
So we must repent our sins, right?
Yes.
Because the end of the world is coming. Or it's the end of our days. The extinction of mankind.
Yeah, and it's a little silly.
So how about optimist people? How do they look at this kind of situation?
The zombie is coming.
Oh, that's quite scary.
Okay, I think we should plant sunflowers.
Yeah, I hope they don't eat your brains.
And stock up on rifles.
Okay, that's hilarious. Okay.
Alright, how about extreme optimists online? Like, how do they react for you?
Okay, so I've seen some some stories online, some optimist people. So they say that there's nothing to worry about. Everything's under control.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best time for them to say that everything's under control when everything is in total
Chaos.
mess, or total chaos. Right.
Yes, it's very silly. It's like, I guess what we need for situations right now is like a definite, center. We need to be, we need to be scared. We need to be cautious, but we also have to think that, maybe this might get better. People are working on it. Yeah.
So okay, let's go back to our topic. So, pessimism and optimism. Do you think we always need to choose which one we are, or is there something in the middle, like a neutral side of this?
Yeah,
Like I'm half pessimist and half optimist.
right. Yeah. I guess that depends on how serious the situation is. Yeah. I mean, if it's a horribly negative situation, we do need a little bit of an optimism. Okay, like for example, let's take the side of, so people are really scared because this virus is killing a lot of people, and a lot of people have perished, which is very, very sad. But we do need optimism in that case. Because we know that some people have recovered from the sickness, and it is possible to get better. Yeah, so we need to be aware of that. All right. How about you?
What we're trying to say is we can be optimists, but not too much, and we also have to be a little bit of pessimist, right?
That's right.
Okay. So we need to be careful. We need to be cautious. Okay. We always need to prepare for things that might happen. But of course, we always have to look at the brighter side. That there's something, someday, somewhere, okay, there might be a cure, or there will be a cure for this.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Oh, Kaito is. Hello, Kaito.
Oh, Kaito. Is it Kaito? Oh, hi there.
Kaito.
We have a lot of new viewers tonight.
Yay, welcome,
okay,
welcome.
we're happy to see you guys.
Hi.
I will go to Smallville. Oh,
Hi, I'm here. Hello, Elsa Jan. Okay, we have a lot of viewers.
Welcome, people. Okay, so should we proceed with the next page?
Sure. Go ahead. All right. So yeah, we have our vocabulary words here for today. So first word is
Predisposition.
Predisposition. All right.
Okay. So what do we mean by this?
Okay. So our definition here is the fact of finding interesting or valuable things by chance. Okay. All right. So this means that we just we're just going about our way, and then suddenly we just find something interesting. We discover something interesting along the way. So predisposition.
Something interesting or valuable, like tripping over a bar of gold, right?
Or accidentally discovering a new virus that's keeping people worried. That could be the case also, right?
Which means like people don't have to worry about corona anymore, right? Because they have to worry about a new virus. Okay.
Now you're being a pessimist.
Being a pessimist, okay.
Okay. All right. What are our viewers? Guapa Rita. Thank you.
Okay, why do you guys have comments for her? And don't have to guapa me. Okay.
For our non-Filipino speakers, guapa means pretty. So thank you very much, Kaito. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Okay, so let's proceed with the second word, which is
serendipity.
Which means the fact of finding interesting or valuable things by chance. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah, so it's a little bit similar to predisposition. Yes, that's right. So yeah, serendipity, just randomly finding something, or just randomly going about your day. Yeah.
Without expecting anything.
Yeah. Right. It could, and then your reaction to that could be either good or bad.
Okay, let's proceed to the third one, analytical.
Analytical. Okay. Being analytical means to look or consider a person or thing carefully in detail to discover something about them. So, when faced with a difficult situation, like Mark said earlier, we either have to be optimists or pessimists, right? And why? Because...
Okay, so we don't have to choose, or we have to look at the situation first, okay? So, and we can be a pessimist or an optimist, whichever you like, or whichever is best for the specific situation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So we have to look at the situation and try to be analytical. How do we react to it? Do we react to it with negativity, or do we react to it with positivity?
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Yusei says he wants to return to the Philippines because Japan is too hot. Too cold.
Too
No,
cold.
It's getting hotter here.
Yeah, it's getting hard. Okay, so we only have 2 seasons in the Philippines. It's the hot season and the very hot season.
And then the rainy season and the very rainy season.
Yes. Okay, now let's proceed.
Okay, expectations, which means...
The feeling of expecting something to happen.
Okay, so that means like you're kind of waiting
Okay,
for something to happen.
something special, something important. How about your partner?
Something bad.
Yeah.
What are my expectations?
Yeah, what are your expectations?
You know what? When I am faced with a difficult situation, I don't have expectations anymore.
Oh.
Because I don't want to be disappointed.
Okay, does it mean that you're a pessimist?
No, I'm neither. I because if I choose to think negatively, then if I'm correct, then I'm going to be more negative. But if I choose to think positively, then I'm going to keep getting more positive, and then I'm just going to be really foolish with my
Yes.
optimism along the way.
Being too positive sometimes or receiving failures sometimes, by being too optimist, sometimes we get very disappointed with ourselves or the outcome of
That's
things, right?
So how about you? Do you manage your expectations sometimes?
No, I'm a happy-go-lucky person, so I just always think that come what may happen.
But what if something bad happens? What if your expectations fall short? What do you do?
Then I guess I just have to deal with it, okay, accordingly. So things happen according to plan, or sometimes way far from our plans. Okay.
Elsa is like Annabelle. What? Is there a fight going in the live chat right
They
now?
always do. They always do.
Temperature is about 10 in my hometown. You say says. Oh wow, that's very cold. I can't imagine that. Okay.
Okay. So the next word is
Practical, meaning relating to experience, real situations or actions rather than ideas for imagination.
okay.
So sometimes when we deal with some situations, we have to be practical. That means we have to think carefully of how to solve a problem. We have to be practical.
Okay,
Do you
which
have
means
any ideas about how to choose how to be practical in certain situations?
like practical means like you just have to choose the best option with less consequences.
Right, that's
Right.
right. Like for example, you kind of only have a few pesos left. Would you spend that? Would you save that for the next week, or would you go out with your friends drinking tonight?
I'll spend it with a stick of cigarette.
That's his practical
That's
solution.
not practical at all. Okay.
I see. Okay. And the last one. I like this word.
Cynical. Okay.
meaning?
Means believing that people are only interested in themselves and are not sincere.
Okay, so this is a very extreme form of pessimism. So, because if you are a cynical person, you kind of don't believe in the good stuff anymore.
Yeah, you tend to disbelieve with people that people could help each other, that people could live together. Okay, you just focus on yourselves, right?
Right.
Okay, now let's proceed to the next one.
All right.
Oh, comprehension.
All right, so we have some questions here. Would you care to read?
Okay, are people born optimists or do they learn their optimism? What do you think? Why? Is that also true for pessimists?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. Are people born optimists? What do you think?
Well, I don't know, because if we are born optimists, it means ever since we are like infants, we are already optimists. Like we always look at the bright side of things, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we don't know what's right and wrong, what's good or bad. So our little baby brains always think, oh, this is good, this is fun.
Yeah.
Unless we feel pain, but we don't. I guess that's how we learn, through pain. Yeah, for our babies. But I guess our shared experiences as we grow, kind of, turn us into pessimists a little bit.
Okay.
Most people go through like a very pessimistic phase in their life when they're teenagers.
Exactly.
Did you go through that?
Kind of.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So optimism and pessimism are usually gained, or we can usually gain this from our experiences. Okay. So if we got through a lot of good experiences, then we can grow an optimist, right?
That's right.
And if we went through a lot of hard stuff, then we can grow a pessimist.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Oh, you say bye-bye. Bye-bye, you
Bye-bye.
say, Janet.
Good night.
Kyosuke. Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, sometimes we can't blame people for having too much negativity in their life that they eventually turn into pessimists.
Yes, exactly. But we can't blame them. Exactly. Yeah, that's what you said. We can't blame them because it's because of their experiences. They went through a lot of hardships, right? So they tend to look at things in a negative way. They believe that, oh, same thing's gonna happen, same bad thing's gonna happen if I do this, if I do that. Right? And optimist people, though, on the other hand, they look at things on the bright side. Yeah, it's really easy. I did this before. Yeah, I went through a lot of good things. Then things will just go as what I have planned.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next
Let's
one.
move on.
Okay,
You care reading it?
Who would you include among the great dreamers of history? Why?
Okay. What do you mean by this phrase? Great dreamers of history.
So these were people who had like really good ideas that shaped how people think all over the world, like philosophers, like okay, let's take someone called a German philosopher called Friedrich Nietzsche. Are you familiar with him?
It's not. He was my classmate.
Friedrich Nietzsche was a very cynical. He was a very cynical philosopher, you know, and he kind of made this, but even though his writings were very a little bit cynical, right? He made this phrase popular. It's like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oh, I heard a song about that.
That's not a song. They took it.
Maybe they took the song from there.
Yeah. That's right. So there's also a hint of optimism there.
Optimism.
My God, what is wrong with me? It's Friday.
What kills you makes you feel stronger.
Right. So, I guess. So, yeah. So, how about you? Who are the great dreamers of history?
Well, I only know Plato.
Okay, sorry. Why didn't I laugh? Okay, I'm sorry. I was expecting a joke. That's my pessimism.
Being too much of a pessimist.
I was expecting a joke. Okay, what's Plato's contribution for you?
Well, I just said that I know Plato, but I didn't say that I know anything about him, right? That's the joke. Okay, this is the funny part. Okay, because I'm not really a history guy, you know. I don't really focus on history. Okay, forgive me.
Maybe we need to research about this when we're talking about this kind of stuff.
Okay, let's just proceed to the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
As a practical matter, is optimism or pessimism the better attitude to have? Okay, explain your answer.
Okay. Well, even though I'm a little bit, I should agree. I am a bit of on the pessimist side, but optimism is essential. It is important because, like, how are you gonna go through the next day without a little bit of hint of pessimism in your life?
Yeah, I think the issue about optimism and pessimism is an endless argument, right?
Yes, that's right.
There will never be a better one. Okay, being a pessimist or an optimist, they're just the same. Okay, it's just how we look at things, okay, and how we deal with them. Okay, so yeah, there will never be a better one between these two. Okay, so
That's right.
next one.
Okay. Oh, so I guess that's the end of our
think.
slide. All right. So,
Okay.
final thoughts, Mark.
Okay, so just a little bit of an advice for our viewers, and yeah, for those people who might view this video in the future, in the near future. Okay, so when we deal with things, okay, first look at the things or we have to consider the possible outcomes or the possible consequences, results of things that we do or things that happen. Okay, then do we get to choose between pessimism and optimism?
Yeah, of course. We have to carefully weigh the problem. It's like you know, should this problem be treated with caution, or should this problem be followed with a little hint of optimism? Because Lord knows, with the things that are happening this year alone in 2020, we do really need a lot of optimism. And it's a little sad that 2020 started with a lot of pessimism for most people.
Yeah, but I also do believe that a lot of Filipino people are optimists. Okay, as I remember, a lot of people know this phrase, like Batman will take care of the rest.
Yeah, Batman will take care of everything.
Yeah. Okay, they don't consider any negative consequences or negative results of their actions. Okay, so Batman does the rest.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a hard job for him, tough job for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so sadly for our viewers, okay, that will be the end of our segment tonight.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
We hope you learned something new. And continue the conversation offline and speak with it about, with your friends and all. Okay.
You can think about this yourself. Okay, am I a pessimist or an optimist? Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we hope that my partner and I hope that we have helped you or taught you good things or helpful things tonight. Okay, so that's it, and Good night.
Good night. Remember, always see the glass half full, not half empty.
Not half. That's it.
Bye.